So you're in a situation whereby you haven't started on your goals. You said you were going to do a ton of shit and you're not doing it. And now you find yourself kind of in the same bullshit loop that you were in 2022. So how do you break it? But what I found extremely important, specifically in my desire to level up, was it wasn't just cutting out bullshit, cutting out the bad things in life that needed to be cut out, but it was more so replacing the things in my life that weren't optimal. I heard this quote once that was really interesting. It said, the problem isn't being addicted. The problem is being addicted to the wrong stuff, right? So if you're addicted to the wrong stuff, you're going to compound based off of that, right? Since we understand the principle that consistency compounds, it's going to compound both on the negative and the positive, right? So you got to kind of be in a situation where you understand that and you decide. So, a lot of you guys have made goals in 2023. You haven't even started on them. Something I often talk about, and it's a two-word term, it's called crystallized clarity, right? What is crystallized clarity? It's when you set a goal and you break it down into crystallized objectives, right? So when you're crystallizing objectives, it needs to be broken down in goals that are visually recognizable, right? So what does that mean? It's goals that you can see yourself accomplishing, which is extremely important because a lot of people set up goals that they themselves don't believe that they can accomplish. And that's the first problem in goal setting, is you need to set up goals that are realistic and start compounding in the small wins. People want like these big one-hit wonders, what are the 10 quickest ways to do this? What are the 10 best books to get rich? What are the 3 quickest tips to get abs? Everything is instant gratification. Nobody's focused on the small, consistent wins, which is where the sustainability is found. Most entrepreneurs get burnt out, and they get burnt out in a situation whereby they go super hard for a couple weeks or a couple months, and then they're drained. And it happened to me, right? You go into these work sprouts, or these sprints, these work sprints, and even growth sprouts could basically be that, translated into that as well. And then you're in a situation where you become exhausted. But if you want to outlast and outweather your competition, outweather and outlast bad times, you need to focus on the consistent small wins every single day. So you need to take your macro goal, break it down into crystallized clarity through small goals, and then you become addicted to making sure that you accomplish those small wins. And that is where the sauce is found. The sauce is found in making sure that every time you lay that individual brick, that it's laid down with perfection. You're not overwhelmed by looking at the blueprint and seeing that it's a massive mansion that you have to build. You just understand that in due time, that will be accomplished if you set up the individual brick piece by piece. And people do not want to set up, the brick piece by piece.
It's not flashy.
It's not flashy. It's mundane. It's repetitive. But in the repetition, there is mastery, right? Mastery comes through repetition. So if you want to be a master builder, a master constructor of your life per se, you need to be able to focus on the small, consistent wins. That's kind of my entire perspective. So, a lot of you guys have big goals for 2023, but you need to be able to break them down into crystallized clarity in a small, small way. So what does that look like from day to day? Well, first of all, we talk about, breaking your day down into day and night. So now you've divided your day in two, right? So you need to understand those periods.